Yo, what up, guys? Fruit Saber here, and we are back with more Kagetsu Tohya. Right, that's enough Dynasty War music. Let's start the game. Sleepwalking series. Ek O as Arak. What does that mean? Well, who knows what that means? We are going to start on day 24. Let's do it. Skip. Last time we went on a date with CL. So I wonder if we're going to go on a date with somebody. On this one. It would be nice to rest in my room. We're going to be by ourselves. Everyone seems busy, so I just go to my room and rest for now. Open my door and enter. I got used to this never ever changing. Huh? There's a sleeping cat. What, Len? I rub my eyes. I rub to ensure that I'm fully awake. I don't know where it came from, but the cat looks like a big dumpling sitting in the middle of the bed. To be exact, it's curled up into a shape that it resembles a dumpling. Can't be. Can it? I look at it, trying hard not to wake it up. Yes, it's the black cat I've been seeing everywhere. I saw it at school, at the mansion. It must be busy. Isn't its territory a bit too large for a cat? Well, that's that. What do I do now? Since my bed got conquered, there's nothing I can do to reclaim it. After a bit of thinking, I find it stupid to even think about this. The sunlight coming in is so refreshing. Ha! After a stretch, I sit on the floor with my back on the side of the bed. I thought he was gonna jump off the bed. I'll just sleep here. I slowly close my eyes. It's expected that it turn out like this. There's refreshing sunlight in the room, and a cat which sleeps so peacefully on my bed. It would be rude of me to not go to sleep in such a situation. I dreamt. I dreamed that a car was driving. And that only. The sound of the brake was very impressive. Huh? It's all sleep still. The wind that switches my skin feels good. Even though I'm sleeping, I can feel the blue, clear sky. And during that brief moment, I dream a little. And then, I feel something against my cheek. A bit of rough but small feeling. That black cat must be licking my cheek, I think. It's gonna be Ark. I wake up. When I touch my cheek with my hand, there's no sign of the licking. Hey, cat. I turn to my bed, but that black cat is already gone. Who was licking Shiki? Akia, right? The black cat moves to the windowsill and jumps outside the window without even a single sound. It's not cute at all. From time to time, I want to hear it meow. Or maybe I need to learn its name first. What? It's already afternoon? It looks like I slept 3 hours or so. Then I'll go out. It be like that sometimes. I remember whenever I want to close my eyes, 3 hours pass by. I'm like, what the hell happened today? Huh? Alright. I feel like sleeping in my room. Because, the last choice we went inside our house, so might as well continue. I'm a little tired. I slept so much in the morning, but I'm still tired. Maybe this is a problem. I said that if one sleeps 3 hours more than normal, he will fall asleep again. It must be the body wanting more once it gets a taste. If I sleep too much, my head will hurt. On top of that, I get this feeling that I'll have a nightmare if I nap. Well, I should nap when I want to. I'll think about the later and worry about now. Dang, it's dark outside. The end of summer. The whole family's on the way back from the outing, but due to an unexpected rain, gets trapped in the mountain. Oh snap! Are we gonna talk about Shiki family? Nanias. Strong wind and hail hissed them throughout the night as they wandered through the mountain. The evil-looking forest eventually leads the lost party to the Western-style building. Tornado-strength winds don't stop. The party thankfully goes to the mansion, which is a gleaming light of hope to them. But what they don't know is that it would be the beginning of a new terror. What the heck? Isn't that a... What the hell? Imogirisou preview. An interior that is well taken care of. A room that seems like people moved out just yesterday. The party thanks the sky for such luck. But the mansion is just a place dominated by the curse of death. Oh dang, who is this man? Welcome, I'm the owner of the mansion. Ah! We came at such a ridiculous place. What? I'll massage your chest, little... What the fuck is wrong with this man? Kill him, Kaku. Chop his hands off. The nightmare that jokingly but suddenly overwhelms them. There's 2 Nissans. What an idiotic thing to say. Akira's cute. Who are you? So different from the ideal little sister of Akira. Akira is the girl from Fan Disk. Seo. How can this be? Even their way of speaking and actions are the same. Akira-sama, since it's bothersome, let's just end the existence of both of them. Yeah, Hisue, you're so cool. Thrill. Alright, you can't go out through there. You did it, Shiki-san. I'm sorry about Akira-sama, but let's quickly get out of here without a moment's delay. Dang, we left Akira. Okay, this is all Akira's fault after all. She deserves what she's getting. That's cold. But you two were okay until now. Yes. Not even a scratch. Ah! Blood! You two are both bleeding! Blood. I gotta do the movie voice. Ha! Ha! Damn it. Am I the only one who escaped? A dog? A tiger? A deer? A jaguar? When did I become so popular among animals? Zoo, zoo, zoo. Imogirisou. Slowly the body freezes over. Would a cursed party be able to see daylight again? What will be the fate as one after the other falls into ruins? Into hidden past, the truth of the devil, buried in the basement. Numbers and scenario pages, so-so. Event pages, so-so. Extreme regret after imagining something that should not have been imagined. Pushing even the limits of drama gods. An ambitious work aiming to be the lowest of the low. Introducing a new genre. Coming this fall. I like that, bruh. Tonight, the story really is cleanly finished. What the hell was that? What is that? Huh? I look around the room. The room is as casual. Was it a dream? I had many nightmares, but today was exceptionally weird. I just hope that's not a premonition or something. Oh, it's a premonition or something. Alright, Shiki. Alright, it's coming this fall. Dude, it's fall already! Nice! That means it's gonna come out right now, right? Let's see. Whoa, where am I? Dinner at the mansion. Okay. I'm hallucinating. That's what happened. Huh? Another dream? Uh-oh. Who we gonna dream about? Last time we dreamed about Kohaku and Hisue. It was kind of sweet. But it was also a nightmare. It's like a... What is it? A sweet dream or a beautiful nightmare. Da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na. That's basically number 7. A sweet dream or a beautiful nightmare. It's up to you, really. So, for this one, we're going to go with Arc. Now that I think about it, I had a dream like that a long time ago. I recall a horrible memory. No, not horrible per se. More like a little thankful, but still, such perverted dreams are bad for the body. Really, how am I to face the person after I had such a dream? I scratched my head as I lay down on the bed. We're going to dream about Arc. I closed my eyes. Such lonely dreams, I'll seek repentance for them. But it might be okay if it's not something in the old repertoire. I said something really disturbing. As I mutter that, I fall into the depth of sleep. Repeat again, okay? Alright, we're gonna repeat again. What's up? Aki, huh? 27 Dead Apostle Ancestors Series 9 Ultra Brunstead. Vampire the Dead Apostle. Mix of true ancestors and dead apostles. Can be called Arc Onesama. Dang, you think they're gonna add her in a remake? Actually, they might. I didn't really read. There's a lot of new characters. I don't remember a lot of the new characters' name actually. If I'm gonna reread it if one of them names Atroj or whatever it's called. But her look is that, oh god. Usually she has no special powers and can't even teleport. But she can, like a magical girl, transform into 2 stages or something like that. What? What the hell? Alright, well. We saw the preview. It's time to start the story. Imogirisou. Dang, I can't believe it. Are we really gonna ditch Akia? Alright, well, she deserved it, I guess. That's what they said, not me. Summer dusk. I was driving along a mountain road with Akia, Hisue, and Kohaku-san in tow. Because my cousin Akia had wanted to go to the beach, being her partner, I came along as a guardian and as a driver. This forest sure is deep. We've already been in it for an hour, and there's still no end in sight. Sitting in the passenger seat, Akia complained as usual. Oh, if you like that already, what do you plan on doing from now on, Akia-sama? We still have to get past about 5 more mountains before we get to the main road. The person in the back of the map opened up is Kohaku-san. Shiki-sama, the next curve seems particularly harsh, so it might be best to slow down. Sitting next to Kohaku-san is the acting as navigator is Hisue. The two of them are mates working at the Tohno house. On the road coming back from a little day trip, we left the beach in the evening, so by the time we had reached the mountain roads, it was already getting dark. Really, this road sure is gloomy. If I hadn't known that it was going to be like this, I would have opted for us to spend the night there. Akia is restlessly looking out at the road. Nissan always has problem finishing. To choose the mountains as the way back, you're unfit to be my fiance. What the hell? That's good news. Then shall we cancel the engagement once we get back? There's no way that can happen. Our engagement was decided upon our parents. We can't break it on our own. Oh shit. Akira turns her head towards the window. Jeez, you can't do that, Shiki-san. Don't make fun of Akia-sama so much. Again, Kohaku-san laughed her from the back. Akia and I have been going out since a year ago. I, Nanaya Shiki, having been born into the family with deep ties to the Tohno family, one day suddenly became engaged to the lone daughter of the boss of the Tohno group. Well, I figured that I was chosen because, having grown up with Akia as her Nissan, I had a good relationship with her. But the problem is that I still see Akia as merely as my Imoto-san. I don't know how Akia sees me, but the reason that I can't openly say that we're in a relationship is because of that reservation. Nissan, aren't we going a little too fast? You're right. Around here we shouldn't be going so fast that a siren might go off. I slow down. We slowly pass the curve that's like a snake crawling along the ground. Oh shit. That flower again. Suddenly, Akia muttered to herself. Flower? Look over there. Can't you see it? There's a flower of an unusual color, blossoming. Akia points to somewhere between the trees. Because I was driving, it didn't enter my view. And that's a Imogirisou. Because it's as red as a pomegranate, it's easy to see even from far away. Kaku sounds knowledgeable as usual. Imogirisou, you say? That's the first time I heard of that name. There's a different formal name for it. But around here, they call it the flower of Imogirisou. Huh? That name sounds like there's some story behind it. Akia looks at the flower as if interested. He sort of listens to our conversation quietly. And then, suddenly, the accelerator pedal started to feel heavy. The car started to slow down before finally coming to a stop. Wait, why are you stopping? There's nothing to do here. No, that's not it. This is bad. There must have been a malfunction. Anyway, something's wrong. I go on and see what's wrong, so stay inside. I grabbed a flashlight and went outside. Outside the car, I could see the stars were out. But no cars coming from the other side, and no streetlights. The mountain was still. You could hear a pin drop. The darkness is oppressive. It feels as if the world beyond this car has disappeared. This is really bad. We can't even ask for help in a place like this. First, I opened the hood of the car. There was nothing wrong. A quick glance showed nothing that would cause something like this, and so I turned on the flashlight to inspect the trunk. At that moment... Whoa! Nissan! Akia jumps out of the car. With my shaking hand, I point the flashlight towards the back once again. There's no one there. The mountain road was so quiet, it was scary. Nissan, did something happen? What are you sitting on the ground like that? No, it's nothing. My eyes must have made a mistake. I decided to check the area around the trunk. I expected just nothing strange. Gasoline. How did I not notice it until now? The road behind us is splattered with dark spots. The gasoline had been leaking out. Oh, what the hell is that in my ears? Okay, yeah. This is really bad. No matter what, we can't start the car. And we can't get any reception from our cell phones here. We fell silent in front of our stopped car. Really, this is unbelievable. If the gasoline was leaking, you could have told just by looking at the meter. That's the thing, the meter still says we got the full tank. It must have been broken from the very beginning. It must have been broken to say that. Is this a time to be calm, Nissan? In this situation, we can't go anywhere all night. I don't want to sleep out in these mountains. This is all your fault, Nissan, so move the car using your willpower or something. Akia-sama, please don't be so harsh. It's not like Shiki-san had any ill will. Yes, if anyone's at fault, that would be me, who rented the car. Once Hisue quietly lowered her head, Akia couldn't respond and had to stop her complaints. Anyway, we're really in a lot of trouble. The clouds look strange. I think it's going to start raining. Since the summer, it should be okay in the car, but it's so dark. We don't know what dangers we might encounter. Can't you just lock the door of the car? The fuck? I should have stopped there, but I inevitably... 1, in case like this, the man is the one to die first, I thought. 2, I shivered as I thought about what I thought... What the fuck? I saw just a while ago. Wait a minute. Oh, he's scared for his life. Shiki thinks he's going to be the first one to die. I shivered as I thought about what I thought I saw just a while ago. Shiki-sama, what do you think is that light over there? Light? What are you talking about, Hisue? A light in this kind of forest. There it is. It's far away, so it's hard to tell, but it looks like the light from a lamp. There's no doubt. Yeah, you're amazing, Hisue. To find such a small light like that. Yes. Once the car stopped, I thought I saw a shadow of a house far away. Really? Then it's settled. It doesn't look too far away from here, so let's go explain our situation and borrow a car or something. Let's! When in trouble, people should help each other out. Kohaku-san brings her hands together as if happy. The three of them have a lot of willpower. Well, it would be worrisome to leave these three in this dark mountain, so it would be best for the four of us to move together. We leave the road and go into the forest. In the front is me, of course, and in order to make it easier for the three people in the back, I walk while cutting away the leaves. I'm thankful that we can see in light, but the forest at night gives me a bad feeling. On top of that, I, 1, was so hungry I couldn't stand it. 2, couldn't forget the 2 realistic mistakes that my eyes made a while ago. Couldn't forget the 2 realistic mistakes that my eyes made a while ago. Shiki-san? Is something the matter? No, it's nothing. But more importantly, be careful, Kohaku-san. The pavement is a bit mushy around here. I passed through the forest while pulling aside the vegetation. Up ahead, it was an absolute sea of blood. My mind freezes. It looks so fresh that I can only stand still without even screaming. Whoa! The bloom is so beautiful! Behind me, I heard Kohaku's voice. Imogirisou. What looked like blood were actually red flowers. Because Kohaku liked flowers, she is happily picking them. Heh, now... now that I look at them, they're surprisingly beautiful. Dang, she thought it was a sea of blood too. It does look like a sea of blood. It's red. I thought it would make me feel uncomfortable because the red is so vibrant, but it's not too bad. Dang, Hisue is silent. Oh man, Hisue is making me nervous. I don't know what she's thinking. The other two followed behind Kohaku-san along the flower bed. If I stay like this, the other 3 people will leave me behind. I purged a recent image from my head and carefully walked towards the flower bed. Shiki-san! Whoa! What is it, Kohaku-san? Don't surprise me like that. Shiki-san, you were surprised? No, that's not it. But what did you want to say? Did you see something? No, it's nothing like that. I was just wondering if Shiki-san knew the fable that involved the Imogirisou. Kohaku-san, who was smiling brightly. There are 3 bad things about this person, and one of them is that she is someone who really likes ghost story. I don't know it. Why? There's a fun story about this flower. Once upon a time, on this mountain, there lived 2 sisters without parents. These 2 looked so similar that apart from them, no one could tell who was the older sister and who was the younger sister. I feel like I might have heard of that one before. But you know, one day, the older sister caught the eye of their feudal lord. I'll come back to take you in 7 days, so prepare until then, the lord told the older sister. When the little sister found out, she tied her sister up and locked her inside their house. Then she pretended to be her sister and went to meet the lord. That's too bad. So what happened next? What do you mean, what next? To the younger sister, her older sister was now an annoyance, you know. So she hired bandits and had them assault her tied up sister. Was her older sister killed then? No, you see, this older sister was a very strong person, so she managed to gain the favor of the bandits and managed to survive. But not just stopping there. By using trickery to gain even more influence, she attacked the castle where her sister was living. Suddenly, the story became completely ridiculous. Whispering like a storm, the bandits captured the castle, and the older sister clashed the neck of her younger sister, who had trapped her before. But the younger sister had built a machine inside the castle so that it had collapsed with the bandits within it. And so they say, because those two sisters, this country collapsed. I see. But where's the story? Is the Imogirisou involved? Gonka-san smiled in a way that might or might not have been meaning and ran toward the other two who were ahead. Dang, that's it. She gonna leave us hanging? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That can't be good. Once we passed the flower bed, the house was in sight. The store is magnificent. Once I saw that, 1, I wanted to yell out, "Welcome to the Lilac Spot." 2, I wonder why there's such a magnificent house in the middle of this forest. I wonder why there's such a magnificent house in the middle of the forest. Hey, can I choose? Why do I keep doing that? Keep choosing 2. I wonder if I could choose 1. Or maybe he's just saying out loud. What's the matter, Akia? Are you tired from the hiking? Yes. No, it's nothing like that. It's just that, well, I got a bad feeling when I saw this gate. I said something scary will happen if we go into this place. I get a feeling like that. It's strange to think that about a place that I'm seeing for the first time. Akia lightly tilted her head and put her hands against the gate. The firm gate, as if greeting Akia, opened. At this point, we had selected a path with no return. Maybe we were caught by a thorn of horror. Without even knowing the fate that awaited us, we had stepped into the cursed estate. Imogirisou. Dang, dropped the title on us. Sick. The lights were on inside the house. This must be what Hisue found and we saw. Nissan, we should first introduce ourselves. Yeah. The lights are on, and with a place like this, I think we might be able to borrow a car. Even if we couldn't do that, just being able to borrow the phone would be more than enough. I knock on the front door. There's no answer. There doesn't seem to be any sign of anyone either. The two cruelly judged the situation. That couldn't be. The lights are on, so there must be someone inside. Because I want to believe that, I stubbornly kept knocking on the front door. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. No matter how many times I knock, there is no answer. Nissan, it looks like they might not be home, so shall we go back? This house is probably a vacation home, so there might not be anyone in normally. For some reason, Akia said something weak. That may be the case, but there's no house besides this one. We only need to borrow the phone, so somehow... Maybe we can get inside, I said, as I placed my hand on the door. Ah! Without even a creak, the front door opened freely. Heh? This house is so magnificent as to rival Akia's. That's true. I don't get the feeling of being in a stranger's house. Stop, all 3 of you. It's inconsiderate to go into someone else's house while they're being absent. Now, don't be so rigid. We're only going to borrow the phone, so if we explain, they'll understand. We didn't come here to steal anything. That's the case, but even so. Akia-sama, when the situation has come to something like this, it is not the time to argue. Dang, why is Hisue? Why you gotta stare at Akia like that? Please don't make it too difficult for Shiki-sama. Ooh. Hisue said. This is quite something. That Hisue will lecture Akia. This could be the first. What? Hisue, as a mere employee of mine, you're going to lecture me? I simply spoke the truth. Ooh! I believe that Shiki-sama actions are most appropriate right now. Hisue answers politely. The mood between Akia and Hisue somehow became grim. Ah, here. Shiki-san, Akia-sama. There's a phone here. Having gone past the lobby at some point, Gaku's voice came from the right. Now, both of you. Gaku-san says that she found a phone. Don't needlessly get your faces on red and let's go. Hisui walks normally, while Akia walks as if forced. Just like the lobby, the living room had been well taken care of. Whoa, they have a very nice sofa. I feel like all the stress of travel has gone away. Gaku-san speak while sitting and hopping up and down on the sofa. Wait, Gaku. Jumping around making a ruckus at someone else's house looks bad. Is that right? It might be this house, but for some reason. Yeah, I don't get the feeling of being in someone else's house. The various everyday items are so similar to those of Makihisa-sama. I think Akia was feeling that too. She turned her face and shut her mouth. Now, the phone. The one in the living room is an old-fashioned black phone. I pick up the receiver and turn the dial. Huh? That's strange. I don't hear anything. I turn the dial once more. I don't even hear a beep from the dial tone. When I look closer, there's no cord on this phone. What's going on, Shiki-san? Gaku-san brings her face to me from behind. That is, on this phone, the cord. I pick up the black phone and show her the bottom. Excuse me. The phone cord that should be there is not present. It's wireless? I wish she wouldn't say something stupid like that with such a genuine looking face. What do you mean it's wireless? This is a dial-up phone. It can't be wireless. God dang it, Kohaku. That's what Shiki wanted to say? That's not it. How can an antique like this be wireless? This is more than a toy. There must be a real phone around here, so let's look for it. There's no more than a toy. I put down the phone and spoke to everyone. Just then, ring, ring. The phone began to ring. Everyone's face freezes. Wait, Nissan, that phone can't be used. Yeah, that's true, but ring, ring. The phone keeps ringing. The sound gave me such a bad feeling that I couldn't possibly let it keep ringing. I was reminded of that mistakes my eyes made a while back. I couldn't stand it because the sound felt like it was bringing something bad. Shiki-sama, he saw a waving voice. Bring, bring. I prepare for the worst and pick up the receiver. Hello? On the other line, I could hear someone strange breathing. Hello? Who is this? I was scared, so I involuntarily shouted. The breathing becomes louder. With a click, there's no going back. Those words were said. Whoa! Kya! The lights went off. Akia! Hisui! Kohaku-san! I quickly run towards the three people. Nissan! What is going on? I don't know. Maybe it's a blackout. Anyway, be calm. Just make sure to hold hands with Kohaku-san Hisui. Saying that, I also grabbed someone's hand. Finally, my eyes became accustomed to the dark. Uh-oh. No water, but I got this one, though. Whose hand do you think he's holding, huh? The moon is out. Akia shouts. The hand Akia was holding was mine. It was Nissan's hand. As if embarrassed, Akia let go of my hand. Nessan. Nessan! Hisui looks around the living room in panic. Hisui, what's going on? Nessan disappeared. I was definitely holding her hand until just now, but she's gone. I quickly look around the room. It's dark so hard. It's dark so it's hard to tell, but I definitely can't see Kohaku-san's shape. Kohaku-san! Where are you? Please answer, Kohaku-san! Even if I yell, there's no reply. This is bad. I'm not sure about the situation, but I felt that it was very dangerous to leave Kohaku-san alone in this house. Just then, something. Above us, the sound of something being dragged. Shiki-sama, just now, from the second floor. Yes, there was definitely some noise. Without speaking, we look at each other. Let's go check out the situation. It might be Kohaku-san. We went up the second floor of the house. Maybe the electricity was completely out. The only thing lighting up the house was the moon. I think the sound came from there. Hisui walks along the dark hallway, following behind her Aki and me, in that order. There was another noise. Definitely, it came from behind the door, in front of which Hisui was standing. Both of you, get out of the way. I grabbed the door handle. The door opened easily. It was rather dreary looking room. I would call it melancholy, but anyway, it was a dreary looking room. Inside the room was just a bed and the rest, with just red flowers scattered all over the bed. The flowers were the one called Imogirisou. Kohaku? Akia spoke. We definitely heard a noise, but there was no one in the room. Shiki-sama, Akia-sama, this way. As if she had discovered something on the wall, Hisui waved her hand at us. What is it, Hisui? This. Hisui pointed at the calendar hanging on the wall. The calendar was from 10 years ago, but as if someone was keeping the months correct, it was open to August. Furthermore, on the incorrect day of the week, there was the X mark on the 10th of August. August the 10th would be today. Without answering, I read the small letters written below it. Below the X mark, August 10th. Comment market 60, first day. Shiki-sama, not there. That's right. Then bracing myself, below the X mark, August 10th. This game is so stupid, bruh. He was like, comment market 60, first day. And he's like, no, Shiki, no, right there. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of a scary movie, bruh. How, like, you know, it's like a quote-unquote horror, but it's like so stupid. It's a comedy. It's like a parody of horror, though. That's what it reminds me of, like a scary movie. Akia, Shiki, welcome. How could this be? Why are my and Nissan names here? I can't speak. We came upon this house by accident. Then how is something like this here? Shiki-sama, something had been bothering me for a while. What is it, Hisui? Does Shiki-sama know the legend of the Imogirisou? I know it. I heard it from Kohaku-san a while ago. Well, it's a story of two sisters who fought a long time ago. No, this one's different. The story Nissan told you was the incorrect legend. The sisters who lived in these mountains a long time ago were protecting a drug of eternal youth. So fearing others people greed, they lived in hiding in the mountains. Hey, Hisui, what's the connection between the story and this situation? Please do not interrupt. I am telling a story. However, that life did not continue for long for those sisters. Due to the older sister not being cautious, and this information got out. The sister received requests from the people to reveal the secret of the drug. The older sister couldn't resist and said that the drug would produce in their own veins, and the little sister was killed by having her blood drained. It was a brutal story. So where does the Imogirisou come up in that story? Oh yeah, I'm so scared. Oh, Akia, hold me. Hisui merely smiled as if hiding something, ignored my question. Hey, Hisui, you and Kohaku seem to know quite a lot about this flower. Then you must know the saying associated with it. Yes, the saying associated with the Imogirisou is definitely, you can't beat me. That is how I remember it. It's a really absurd flower saying. Before that, Kohaku-san, the phone from a while ago, the lights, this calendar. There's definitely something strange about this house. If we leave Kohaku-san alone, we don't know what will happen to her. So we need to find Kohaku-san as quickly as possible and get out of here. We throw away Nissan and run away. How about that? God damn, that's cold. But I agree with Hisui. Why look for Kohaku in a haunted mansion when you could just leave and never come back? Hisui, I'm begging you. Please stop telling jokes that are hard to understand. I apologize. I was just trying to lighten the mood. That was a joke. Wow. But Nissan, Hisui might be right. There's something strange about this house. Why don't we get out of here as quickly as possible? Idiot, we can't leave Kohaku-san behind. We still have to find a phone. It's okay. If we're careful, we'll be fine. In Akia's case, I would feel sorry for the attacker. Anyway, let's split up and search. I'll search on the west part of the second floor, so Aki and Hisui search on the east side. Then they split up. That's the #1 rule of any scary movie. Never split up. As soon as I was alone, I started to feel unbearably troubled. The body I saw on the mountain road. The phone that couldn't have rung. The red flowers that completely covered the floor. And the words written on the calendar. The house that almost seemed as if it's been waiting for us. And the disappeared Kohaku-san. It's because of the flower that is as red as blood. Kohaku-san has already been by someone's hand. Huh? No, wait. This one. I throw away my nasty imagination. I hear some noise from the outside window. Could it be a bird? Bruh. Come on, man. There's no way that's a bird. I wonder, it's in my head. It's a cat. What is that? Is that a bird? No way. My eyes must be playing tricks on me. I decide to ignore it and continue searching the house. I don't know what that is either. Let's just forget about it. Kohaku-san wasn't in the west room. However, there was exactly one room that I couldn't get into. This is the only one that is locked. The door that won't open. It could be that Kohaku-san is trapped inside. Huh? What is it? Ike, why did you come here so quickly? I turned towards the shadow of the person who had come. There. Wah! The falling axe. The bloody man is coming at me, moving like a puppet. Whoa, 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 what? I fled like a madman. Ha, 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 ha. I run down the stairs. In the lobby was Hisui. Hisui! I take a few deep breaths and calm down. You're safe, thank God! This house is definitely strange. I don't know who's doing it, but someone is hiding behind the scenes and planning something. Hisui does not say a word. I, 1, become scared at the thought that something might have happened to Hisui. 2, tell Hisui that it's fine and let's escape, just the two of us. Can I choose? I would say 1. Can I say 1? Let me click 1. Oh, you could choose this entire time. Uh-oh. Became scared at the thought that something might have happened to Hisui. Hisue? You're Hisue, right? Hisue, you say? Who are you talking about? This man sure is careless. Ah! You're not Hisue. That's right. I am a ghost attached to this house. Welcome to my sacrifice. Welcome to my territory. Ghost, you don't speak nonsense. I won't even one of you leave. Hisue shakes her head as if insane. Oh, she was like doing this shit. You know those ghosts, those Exorcist movie where they like freaking break their necks, and this just too damn confusing. Now, I'll start by beating Shiki-san against the wall, baby. Wow! Shaking her head body violently, Hisue comes towards me, possessed. Paralyzed by the insane scenery, I cannot move. Watch out, Nissan! Whoa! What the hell? At that moment, what the heck? Akia Rimon Shushu exploded. That was dangerous, Nissan. Are you hurt? No. I'm fine. I'm worried about Hisue, who fled into the wall. Akia-sama, thank you for saving me from that ghost. Hisue slowly gets up. Then she was possessed. Really? Don't do things that make me too tired. Akia replies coolly. The two haven't been on the greatest terms since coming here. I chose right. I knew I chose one. I was choosing one as a test to see if you can actually make a choice. I'm glad I make the right choice. We returned to the living room. Neither of them found Kohaku-san. Hey, Nissan? I get the feeling that I know this house. I don't know why, but I know the structure of this building. Akia speaks nervously. That's right. Akia said something like that when we first arrived here. It's just a feeling. Because strange things keep happening. It's not unusual to be nervous. You think so? It would be nice if you were right. Akia-sama, do you know the arrangement of the rooms in this building? Huh? Yeah, I don't know why, but I can picture it in my head. Then, where would be an unlikely place for Nessan to be in prison? I don't think she's on the second floor. Hisue, there's no way Akia would know something like that. No, I know it. Definitely behind the stairs, at the foundation of the rectangle, there's a way. There's a storage room inside there, so maybe. Akia looks at me, nervously. It can't be helped. I'm a madman. In a situation like this, I have to show them that I'm a trustworthy. Alright, then I'll go check on it. But it's definitely true that there's someone inside this house. It's dangerous to move out, so you two just wait here. Bro, stop splitting up. The two nod their heads. I grab a knife that could be used as a weapon and headed towards the lobby. You need to stop splitting up, bruh. It's here. As Akia said, there's a door behind the stairs. The lights are on. The lights were on the hallway. Even so, it is a gloomy pathway. Even though it's bright, the shadowy parts make me feel even worse. If I'm attacked at a place like this, it's over. I think of the bloody man I saw a little while ago. Those guys come from the front and the back. I have nowhere to run. I decide not to keep thinking about such bad situation. Or two, thought about even that. Even then. I'm gonna keep going, so we're gonna choose number one again. What the hell is a plum sandwich? That's what's confusing me. I want to choose two because I'm curious what's a plum sandwich. Decided not to keep thinking about such a bad situation. Wait, what? I chose two. You saw me click two, right? What the fuck, dude? Alright, whatever. At the dead end is a door. Could this be the storage room Akia mentioned? Preparing for the worst, I opened the door. Whoa! Slam! I closed the door in a panic. Could my eyes be playing tricks on again? After calming my mind, I opened the door again. It's an outdoor bath. It's even filled with hot water. The water is clean, and it felt like it could be used immediately. Kaku-san! There was a fallen form of Kaku-san, who looked like she had fainted. I returned to the living room, carrying Kohaku-san. I don't know if Kohaku-san was giving a drug or something, but no matter how much I call her name, she won't wake up. This is bad. Is there no way to go on besides carrying her on my back? Thinking of the mountain path we had to go back through, it seems unbearable, but there is no other way. The dangerous thing would be if I were attacked by that bloody man while carrying Kohaku-san. Shiki-sama, Akia-sama, the meal is ready. Huh? Meal? How? I requested it. God fucking damn it, Akia. Dude, it's a haunted house. Why do you want to have dinner in a haunted... We skipped dinner, and I thought Nissan might be hungry. The electricity was on in the kitchen, so there are plenty of ingredients. But a meal in this kind of situation. Please eat. If you don't get the nutrition you need, you won't be able to use your strength when needed. That's right. These words are correct. Now that we find Kohaku, let's eat quickly and go back to the car. It can't be helped. Then let's have dinner. Alright, I guess we'll have dinner in the haunted mansion. In the kitchen is the meal that Hisue prepared. Really, there are things that don't need preparation, like bread and ham. Among those food is covered plates in the middle of the table. It's a silver platter covered by a dome, the type used for main dishes. Huh? What is that? That wasn't there before, Hisue. Yes, I also don't remember preparing that. Two tilt their heads in confusion. I love that in this version, Hisue can cook. Nice. However, seeing the steam rise from it, it seemed that it had just been prepared and was still hot. Bro, hell no. You want to be a carnivore? Let's eat that ass. I just do. No! What? I don't think you can choose. I tried to eat Kohaku. It won't let me eat Kohaku. I chose 2. You saw me click 2, right? Dude, this is rigged. Happily opened the lid, saying that it's definitely something delicious. Happily opened the lid, saying that it's definitely something delicious. Could it be a steak? It definitely doesn't feel like dinner with just bread. I act selfishly, saying that I won't give anything to Akia. Let's open the lid. What is that? Oh my god. That's alright. Yeah! Inside was the body of a cat. That's kind of graphic. Not really graphic. I bet that's just a regular cat, right? Just sleeping. And they just like drew a magic marker near it. Probably ketchup. Don't worry. No animals was harmed in producing Kagetsu Tohya. Whoa! What was that? It looked so fresh that I jumped back. The dead cat eyes moved. The cat, whose neck was cut thoroughly, upon seeing Akia pick itself up and leaped. Yeah! Akia screamed. The cat jumped at Akia and exploded on top of her head. With a boom, blood and guts and flesh cover Akia's body. What is this? This pisses me off. The uniform that had been covered by blood and guts. Akia looks like she's about to burst out in tears. Due to this additional accident in the cat body, it seems that Akia's reason is crumbling. 1. Recall the hot springs from a moment ago. Dude, we're choosing 1. Please let me pick 1. Don't be rigged. Come on, dude. I'm trying to choose 1. 1. Thank you. Recall the hot springs from a moment ago. Recall that hot spring from a moment ago. Akiya, there's a hot spring inside. Is that true, Nissan? Akiya rejoices. If you want to use it, use it. I'll stand guard in front of the bath. Using it for a little bit should be fine. That's right. I'll watch over Nissan, so Akiya-sama must go and wash herself. That's a rather harsh way of speaking, Hisue. I only spoke the truth. The smell coming from Akiya-sama right now is something I cannot ignore. The two start their conflict again. Now, we decide to go, so let's go, Akiya. Hisue, I'm depending on you to take care of Kohaku-san. Yes, I understand, Shiki-sama. Nissan, you're still there, right? Akia's voice comes through the door. I'm here. Since I'm here, you can go ahead and go in feeling safe. I answered for the umpteenth time. Maybe she's nervous about being in that hot spring by herself, but Akiya called for me again and again. Nissan? I told you, I'm still here. I won't go anywhere until you come out, Akiya. That's not it. What I mean is, wouldn't you also like to take a bath, Nissan? Akiya spoke while stuttering. Bath? With Akiya? My head spins from this rather abrupt request. Is it going to let me choose? I reassure myself with the thought that it's definitely safer for us to be together. Then there's only one choice. Reassure myself with the thought that it's definitely safer to be for us to be together. Then, pardon me, even though we're supposed to be lovers, I somehow feel a bit shy. Oh my god! What? Okay. This is a new spray. Akiya keeps her mouth closed and gazes at me. Oh, so cute. Due to embarrassment or maybe due to the hot water, Akia's face is completely red. Because even covered with the bath towel, her body was so enchanting. For the first time, I registered Akiya as a woman who was not my immortal. Nissan, aren't you coming in? No. I didn't get particularly dirty, and if I became naked, I won't be able to protect you if something happens. So I'll just watch from here. Is that right? If Nissan should do that, it'll make me feel safe, but... As if unhappy about something, Akiya keeps looking in my direction. However, I, 1, couldn't take my eyes off Akiya's skin. 2, decides to go in with Akiya. Bro, we're going with number 2. Number 2. No, you fucking asshole. I chose 2. Alright. Couldn't take my eyes off Akiya's skin. Well, that's that, but you know, I was surprised. Huh? At what? Do you mean the cat from a moment ago? No. Even though we didn't see each other for only a little while, you already became an adult, Akiya. Now I can't keep treating you like a child, so I'm feeling nervous. I like this one too. Huh? Nissan, this isn't the time to say things like that. Akia's attitude does a complete 180 degrees, and she starts acting shy. I can't figure out that thing called a woman's mind. It's alright. Since we find Kohaku-san, we just need to get out of here. On top of that, I got to see Akia's cute figure. It would be rude to be nonchalant, you know. When to put my tongue onto a pearly white skin, I shift closer. What does that mean? Nissan, you mustn't. The scenario hasn't even turned pink yet. It's best not to say words like that you'll regret later. This story won't change no matter what anyone says. Chuckling, I get closer to Akiya. Just then. Yeah! The sound of Kohaku's scream came from the lobby. Nissan! I know. Immediately, I ran out from the hot spring to the hallway. I ran at top speed to the lobby, and there was the shape of Kohaku-san, which had changed horribly. How could this? Just a few minutes ago, we were distracted. For just a few minutes, Kohaku-san had turned into something that couldn't be brought back. Hisue, right? Where's Hisue? I searched for Hisue. She has disappeared as well. I don't want to think about it, But she could have ended up just like Kohaku-san. How could it... Kohaku! Behind me was Akiya, who had finished changing. It's a lie, right? But even just a moment ago. I had no reply to that. I could do nothing but simply look at Akiya. Nessan! Suddenly, Akiya said something without any explanation. Akiya, what do you mean by Nessan? I mean, Nessan. Now that I think about it, I had a twin older sister. You had an older sister? That's a bit of a sudden statement. Even though this is a parody, this is too much. It's not fun if you don't lay down any ground. Wow! Fucking, what's that called? Fourth wall broken. Third wall breaking. It's not fun if you don't lay down any groundwork or foreshadowing. I don't care about that. I remember it. This is the house where my older sister lived. And even I used to live here when I was young. I see. But that doesn't have anything to do with Kohaku being murdered. Really, you're so dense. What I mean is, the person who is trying to kill us is my older sister. Akiya runs away. Her head might be confused a bit. But anyway, she made the situation even more confusing. Wait, Akiya! Really, why can't anyone stay still? This is a complaint from all players. This is a complaint from all horror movies, man. They always do this in every horror movie. Why can't they just stay still? Why are they always running and tripping? Damn it, I lost her. Having lost Akiya, I found myself in front of that door from before that didn't open. I get the feeling that all the facts are hidden in this room. I cut the lock with my knife and went inside. It was some girl's room. Photograph? On top of the shelf sits a photograph. With this house as the background, Akiya who was laughing. But her hair was red, and I got a feeling that she was different from the Akiya I knew. Excuse me. On the back of the photo, Tohno Akiba. Oh, I like that. Dang, they should make her canon. I like that. Tohno Akiba was written. Akiya's older sister. Could it be that she really existed? Muttering that, I felt impressed by how good my timing was. Next to the photograph was an old diary. I decided to check its content. What the hell? 0 month. X day. I tried eating udon in meat sauce. It's like spaghetti, isn't it? It was relatively successful. X month. X day. I came up with an idea for a new product. Delicious ice bar. No doubt it'll be a hit during the summer. Is this Nasu diary? You know the mushroom is supposed to represent Nasu apparently. It's the mascot for, I guess, Type Moon. It's a weird mascot. I made a mistake. It was a diary alright, but it wasn't one that had a mushroom mark on the cover. I decided to check its content. You didn't even read the diary? What the hell was that? 0 month. X day. It's difficult to go to the mountain once a week. Father bought this place and treated it as a vacation home. 0 month. X day. Today, I found out that I had a sister. I was shocked that I, who grew up as the only daughter until now, had a sister. However, when I asked my father, he replied that he didn't know and ended the conversation. 0 month. X day. I saw her photograph. She really looked like me. At first I was only surprised, but now I've become interested in her. Father might object, but if possible, I would like to meet her. 0 month. X day. Today I went to a new hospital. It was a mental health clinic. Father scolded me, telling me to forget about my sister. He said that I can't meet her anyway. I think Father's hiding something. Triangle month, triangle day. X month, X day. I saw her photo. I'm jealous. She looks so similar to me, but just because her hair color is different, she gets to go outside. When asked if I hated her, I honestly replied that I did. X month, X day. I got an opportunity to meet my sister. Of course, it's a secret from Father. I hated her, so I wanted to pull a prank. But when I heard the idea to switch places, I thought that it would be fine as well. In order to do that, I had to kill every human around her. X month, X day. I decided that tomorrow would be the day. The diary ended on August 9th, thus yesterday. Looking at the back of the diary, I could see a stamp saying Asagami Insane Asylum. This isn't a diary. It's an insane asylum notebook. This Asagami Insane Asylum is probably this house. Then I could understand why this house is built secluded in this mountain. Since this kind of place is the best for isolating mental patients. Switch places with Akiya. My God! Saying that out loud, I got a subtle feeling that something wasn't right. It was as Akiya said, but in this diary, there was one word that should have been written that was missing. Shiki. Oh, Hisue! You read it, Shiki. Wait, you're speaking a little weird, Hisue. Miss Akiya orders is absolute. Prepare yourself. Bloodthirst! Knowing Hisue's intent, I carefully take hold of my knife. Stop, Hisue. Get a hold of yourself. What the hell? Oh shit! No fucking way! Dude. Hold on. I'll play it after. I can't fucking believe it. I have no words. I really have no words. Oh my God. Hisue Super and Melty Blood was based on a parody horror story. A side story for Kagetsu Tohya. We saw Akiya naked. We almost did. Oh my God. I'll play the video after. First, let's see it. Hisue. Dun 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 dun. I don't even know what she says, man. I just like the way she say it, though. Hisue takes a stance with her hands. The moment, the entire world went white. No fucking way! This is not Hisue Super. This is Hisue's last arc. Her lost arc. Oh. Muttered Hisue. Stop it, Hisue. My stomach can't stand all this laughter. Ah! It was impossible to dodge. In front, it's just truly marvelous, even worthy of calling ultimate attack by an enemy. My consciousness began to drift away. They call it her ultimate. That's so funny, dude. I can't believe it. That's what it came from. Alright. So. Hold on. I have to show this. This is super important. This is where the super came from. Please tell me it's this one. It's this one. Let me go look what he said. Okay, it's this one. Pay attention. God damn it! It's not this. It's this. Did you say Saturday Night Fever? This is what you did to Shiki. No! Oh, it was this move. So this is her super. Saturday Night Fever! And then here's the upgraded version. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm gonna find it real quick, don't worry. Tsukihime Remake. This one. Hisui. Hisui. I can't believe I still have this too. It's this one. Oh my god, please work. What? Oh. Why does it look so weird? I don't know what happened. This one. It says super. They based that super? That's too funny, dude. They based that super on a goddamn, what the hell? On a side story. This one little clip, and it turned into a super. And now it's Hisui's staple. And what you just saw too was Type Lumina. The Type Lumina version. So you think they're gonna bring that super back? Or maybe they're just too lazy to create a new super for Hisui. I think they're gonna bring that super back. When she just did that weird ass thing. And then what she did to Shiki. She made him what did she do? His word went one. Ha ta 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 ta! Saturday Night Fever! Alright, let's continue. That was pretty interesting. I like that a lot. When I came to, I was in another room. Red light from a candle. It seems that I'm in a coffin. My hands and feet are tied up tightly and unable to move. Oh, I see that you're awake, Nanaya-san. Inside the room, looking down at me, was Akiya with red hair. You are Akiba! What are you planning, putting me inside a coffin like this? Asking these things, even though I know the answers already. I really know how to keep the story going. Don't you already know? Nanaya-san, is going to die here with Akiya. Since the two of you are in the coffins, you will be cremated. Ha 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 ha. Laugh Akiba. Huh? Wait, you just said two of us. Yeah, next to Nanaya-san is another coffin. I don't even need to tell you who is in it, right? I listened carefully. I can definitely hear pain breathing from beside me. Are you in your right mind? Of course I am. I was curious, so I continued the conversation until now. I'm going to kill you and Nesan and become Tohno Akiya. Now playtime is over. Akiba flicks her fingers. I can hear the sound of something catching on fire nearby. Goodbye. If you want to curse someone, curse yourself who chose Akiya, Nisan. The coffin lid closes shut. From outside, I hear the sound of a carpet burning. Inside the coffin, it's already overwhelmingly hot. I suppose within a minute, it will be engulfed in flames. Shit! Damn it, what do I do? I couldn't stand it, so I punched the coffin. I punched it. I can punch it? Oh, look at the fire. What is this? The rope is loose. Akiba, that bitch. She didn't have any experience with ropes, so she couldn't even tie it properly. No, more importantly, Akiya! I opened the coffin next to me. The coffin is full of Imogirisou. Inside it is Hisui! Maybe fainting from the heat, Hisui was lying unconscious inside the coffin. Her hands and feet were tightly bound with ropes. With the flames nipping closer, I untied the rope as fast as I can. Without time to wake her up, I picked up Hisui and ran out of the room. Whoa, the fire got even here! The entire mansion was already completely engulfed in flames. If I don't hurry, we're done for. Damn, Kaku-san! Kaku-san's body's still at the same place in the lobby. I'm sorry, but right now I have to take care of Hisui. I can't possibly take Kaku-san as well. Just then, from the lobby, I could see the living room. Akiya! Akiya obliviously looked at our direction. Whoa, her hair turned red. Wait, Akiba and Akiya was the same person? Huh? Too late. The fire spread quickly and the living room ceiling collapsed, crushing her instantly. Why now? Even just a moment, I confused Akiba for Akia. I threw away that thought, and holding Hisue, I escaped from the mansion. Damn, Kohaku died! Why? It's burning. But Kohaku-san and Akia, this mansion is burning. I laid down Hisue on the grass and quietly looked at the scene. And you can stop pretending to be unconscious now, Hisue. I said that to the girl behind me. I see that you noticed, Shiki-sama. I had an idea when I read that diary. Is that so? I guess we should have revealed that diary a little later on this story. Hisue speaks flatly. That's right, in the diary was just one strange thing. It was a trivial, rather easy to ignore thing, but it caught my attention. That diary. And that diary belonged to the girl named Akiba. Only the word sister was written. It didn't state which one was the older and which one was the younger. Akia was in the clinic from the start, right? That was due to having multiple personalities. Yes, it was thought to be cured when she was young, but it came back a few years ago. That's that diary. Its first half was written by the personality called Akia, then the second half by Akiba, right? Furthermore, the one who told Akia that she had an older sister named Akiba, and later told Akiba that she had an older sister named Akia was... I can't figure it out. Why would you do such a thing, Hisue? To even recruit Kohaku-san to do something this crazy. There's no reason for it. Yes, there is no reason. You know, I just wanted to try controlling things from behind the scenes like Nessan. Huh? As I said, I wanted to try controlling from behind the scenes like Nessan. I also didn't like hearing that I was absent-minded compared to Nessan, or that I had no specialty compared to her. I see. That was the motive? Hisue nods. Is that so? She didn't like being compared to Kohaku-san, so she planned this insane plot. Bro, did she kill Kohaku? That's fucking badass. That's not badass, that's cold. Damn, she killed Kohaku and Akia. Is that so? She didn't like being compared to Kohaku-san, so she planned this insane plot. To be honest, it's not that I don't understand Hisue, who has an older sister like Kohaku-san. But still, this is too much. And Shiki-sama, there's still one important thing that Shiki-sama hasn't realized. Huh? Something important? What is it? The title of the side story was Imogirisou, right? See, I'm also Nessan's little sister. Are you going to quibble about with something like that, you idiot? I knew that from the beginning. I didn't know that. I don't even know what the hell that means, man. What the hell? What does that mean? Explain it, Hisue. Dang, she's not going to explain it. We call her an idiot. God dang it. At that moment, Hisue frowned as if unsatisfied. Really? To kill Aki and Kohaku-san for such a reason? I can't forget something like that. Look, that burning sight. This isn't something that can be passed over as a joke. And having come to this point, the trailer was a lot more entertaining. Wow. No, man, the trailer sucked, dude. What are you talking about, Shiki? Since the subject matter is a little crazy, there's no need for the appropriate story. Are you listening? With this, I feel sorry for all the contributors. Do you have no honor? Shiki-sama, shut up. Oh, fuck! Saturday Night Lights Fever! Hisue is angry. Oh, shit! Oh, shit, it's a super! Whoa, wait just a sec! Isn't that not allowed? That doesn't make you look cool! I survived. I don't know why, but that attack of Hisue goes straight to my brain. It could be that it's too funny. Shiki-sama. Shiki-sama said that this wasn't something that could be passed over as a joke, but the premise of this entire event was that it was a joke dreamt up by us. Shiki-sama might have forgotten it, but Akia-sama and Nessan are. What the fuck? I thought I was going to die. Really, the production values were great, but this was too much Hisue. Aki has suddenly come back to life. I concur. That's a lot of strength involved in Hisue-chan's scenario, so it's a pain being up to that. Behind her, Kage-san was revived as well. However, now it's my turn. It might be the same mansion, but mine is different. I bit my tongue. I'll show you the results of the mountains of horror movies I watched in preparation for this day. Now, we're going, says Akia, points at the collapsed mansion. The ground shudders. And then, a completely new mansion popped up where the old one had been. Oh, God. I see. I finally understood. In other words, could it be that this is another extension of a dream? That's right. As long as we're here, Nissan has to keep going through all the horrors we think of. You'll be released once we run out of ideas, so please try hard while we're waiting that time. That's right. Now it'll be morning soon, so we're going to cast you into a different role, Shiki-san. Alright then, Hisue-chan, I'm counting on you as always. Hisue nods. I like Hisue horror story. It's pretty cute. No! I don't want any more! I run. I flee by running. Whoa, did you come for me? Oh! The unending, deepening universe of Hisue. Damn it, this background's unfair! With something that huge, not only my memory, but my entire mind is going to collapse. Hisue doesn't listen to me. Furthermore, Hisue! Saturday Night Fever! Really? What is this? This time I'm just taking on this role. Godlike. Morning is close. The eastern sky is starting to lighten up. However, I don't think I'll wake up from this dream quite yet. Thus, I finally understood. No matter what kind of farce, a nightmare is a nightmare because you can't wake up. Anyway, the episode related to Imogirisou soul seems to have ended with this. The end. It's over, right? Really, I'm begging you, please. Is it over? Is this a gag ending? No, dude, it's a side story. It's a side story. Don't think too much on it. It's just, bro, this entire visual novel. Don't think too much on it, bro. Hey, this is just for fun. She's been spinning those on it for a while. Bro, that's a super. You know, in Melty Blood, she can hold it. You can do it for like 10 seconds. She does this for like 10 seconds. It's pretty funny. I love that super. She says random things. I didn't know she said Saturday Night Fever. That's pretty cute. Why doesn't CL die, yeah? It's India. What? I don't get that one. But yeah, that's my favorite side story. I love that side storyline. Okay, now let's retract that back. Not my favorite. I think my favorite side story has to be Hisue-chan in Virgin Impulse was pretty good. It's Story of the Evening. I think Story for the Evening is my favorite only because it's a continuation of Akiya True Ending. So I think that one's really good. But this one is probably my second one. That one's really fun. I wonder if you play it again, it'll be different. But who knows? When does Shiki wake up? He'll never wake up. He'll never wake up. The never-ending nightmare. Is it a sweet dream or a beautiful nightmare?